Yeah, no, it's different. It's been a long time, but this was the model ballpark, when it was built, and it still is aged really well. And it's fun to be back for me personally because it brings back a lot of memories. Although, when you're on your way down to AAA, I probably wasn't as appreciative of getting to play here as I was for that team. We had a lot of talent. We won 90 games. I ended up having a lot of close friends that stayed with me for this whole lifetime of baseball. So fun to look back and appreciate the time that we spent inside.
I know you probably asked about the game yesterday, but how important is it for you guys going down the stretch after the Eagles? You can see what kind of get here now with that.
Well, I think we need everybody. So I think it's important that he do his part, just like we would ask all of our guys to do their part. We want as many options to get to the finish line as we can, and I think in baseball sometimes we can get caught up a little bit in recency, evaluation. This guy was incredible for us for the entire first half and part of the second half, and then fell on hard time. So our pen gets better, our whole staff in general gets better when you have somebody like Tommy. Being as pitch efficient and being as different from a repertoire standpoint as he is. So I was happy that after that long layoff, he was able to come back in, throw strikes, have his best fastball he's had in a while. We saw the changeup being really effective against both the righty and the lefty, and people were reminded that how impactful he could be when we get a run.
It's a unique situation with having a double-digit lead with about 30 to go. Does that change any of your approach? I imagine not, but kind of how you approach the last 30 games with such a cushion like this.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, we are going to play the games that are in front of us. I know I've been very consistent with all that, and redundant and boring, and just keeping us grounded to where our feet are. Things can change in a heartbeat. I just think back a couple weeks ago, the questions I was getting asked, the mood surrounding our team, and then we obviously have a good 10, 12 game stretch, and now I'm getting asked about a couple more games. So play the games. They'll let us know, what's next if we earn it, and keep our guys focused on the one thing that we have in our control tonight, which is trying to beat the Eagles.
We saw Parker check in with you guys on the last road trip. Is he going to have to come out here in Kansas City to check in again, or do you guys see what you need to see at home?
I hope not. I mean, he's not coming here. I think that's nobody's coming here to making the trip cross country, but we have him doing an important running test while we're out here, and we'd like to get him out as fast as possible, but also as responsible as possible. So once he gets up to full speed, I think he's close to like 90% right now in terms of his overall speed. His next step is to let it go and feel good about it, and then I think he can go out. So hoping that maybe when we're in Kansas City, he's out playing, but that's definitely in pencil until he passes the running test, which could happen as soon as this series.
One more wellness check. Brant Rooder hasn't thrown since
Yeah, he's going on the injured list with some low back soreness. He was going down to get a little bit of work, and during his first bullpen session had some back issues. So it's not alarming. It's not. I think he's going to be back up and running really quickly. But my understanding is he's going to end up on the shorter injured list in AAA and not be shut down. But he just hasn't pitched.
On that note, on the minor league side, I think I saw Dylan Smith maybe getting into some action. And I don't know where Bo Brisky is at, but those are guys that have helped you this year. Can they factor in for you this year? Or
yeah,
not
let's
sure
get
yet?
to the medical report tomorrow on those two. Because I think there may be a different update for both of them. I'd rather not get into each of them.
You've got multiple players that are Northern California natives of some point. How is it for them to make their first trip to Sacramento and play here as well?
Well, it's great for the pass list. We have a number of tickets that have been bought by the players that get doled out. But I think talking to each of those guys, Torque was excited to get home with family. School's got a lot of people here. I think his pass is pretty large tonight, as it should be, and they get a different perspectives in this ballpark. It's different than being in Oakland or being around the league. So. Yeah, it's good for those guys. I mean, it feels similar to when we go to San Francisco, when we used to go to Oakland. everybody loves to play in front of family, and family love to come out whenever their favorite people are in town.
It's pretty unique that you know, it's not you get two guys that are running great in the year and they're just mashing, especially Kurt specifically, doing things that the organization hasn't even seen before. What have you seen from him and just the fact that they're making such an investment?
Well, we've been punished by Kurt, so we know exactly what he can bring, and Wilson obviously made the All-Star team, and just so happened to get activated before our series. So that those guys are impressive young players, and I've said this before, I think Cox is doing a great job nurturing these guys along, and the group is on the scoreboard and in the back of their baseball card, and they're putting up some tremendous seasons. They all offer something a little bit different. It's a little bit of a healthier team than when we saw them last night. Nears is back and leading off tonight, and they're putting together a pretty good group of position players centered around young players. When those young players flourish, teams can really take off. I think all of our fans know when the growing pains of young players learning how to play at this level, but the benefits when they settle in, specifically for those two that could be all-stars for years to come. It's pretty exciting if you're an A's fan.
When you prepare to play one series out of the season in this park, these park adjusted things, I mean, do you still play your game? Is there some things you got to tweak? Is it a different way?
The biggest thing that we have to do is just go around our position and see what the sight lines are. This doesn't have the third deck. The outfield configuration is a little bit different. The ball traveling in this part of the country is different. The playing surface, all our guys will be out taking ground balls and doing their defensive work. And then standing at the plate, just the sight line to see, But one of the biggest adjustments we use our bench as much as anybody in the league, and there's no cage down here. So you may see some guys running back and forth in the center field to go get a little bit of work in. I bet Andy Abani has probably worked his tail off all series, being ready for the one or two at-bats that he's going to get. Little adjustments like that. Ground rules are a little bit different. There's some unique traits to this park, but we'll be ready to go by game time.
Does it look a lot different than when you were here in 2000?
Yeah, the batting eye is bigger, which all of us complain. Anybody that played here back in the day complained about the batting eye. So love that they stepped up for the big leaguers and made that better. The scoreboard, just the perks that come with with playing a major league season. I think the facility behind the scenes is great for a visiting team. The weight room, the player-specific areas, everything is. Mikey's done a really good job of making it home. And the expectations that come with going on the road in the big leagues are all met. So, other than the long flight, which is I think the longest we've had in a long time since Seattle, our guys did won't complain much.
What's your understanding around the courts?
There's just some poles that stick up above the fence. There's the side wall versus down in the corner. There's the short fence, the tall wall, the short wall in right field. There's a fence line where the fence is out of play, but the padding is not. Down the lines, bounding walls, and just things that we have to pay attention to for replay more than anything. We trust umpires will be able to make the right call. That was only half sarcastic.